Good morning, traders. Welcome to the daily webinar. Today's webinar is recorded in two parts. The first part you should watch, that's mostly Forex. And the second part, we're going to do some stocks and we're going to do the thing because they're pretty long. I explained why last week's webinar was not out. So please make sure you watch the first part. You're going to get the explanation why it's not out. Let's go immediately and start because it's going to be long. I'll go into details in some of these. I haven't been in the charts for a few weeks. So let's start. And go back from the starting in this one, that is silver. So silver, we're looking for upside. Actually, I just did this, but the recording was not very clear. The drawing was not there, so I'm redoing it again if you're watching this on YouTube. So I'm going to go really fast. Sorry for that, time consuming, right? So we're waiting for a correction here and then upside, right? That's the most likely. When it comes to this area here, you watch it because from there they can go down back again, right? Kind of, especially if this starts to get very corrective here. If this starts to get very corrective here, then you can make a new low. We're still in a downwards corrective structure. US oil. Okay, so I explained this in details, so I'm going to go through it again. On the daily, we broke the trend line. That doesn't mean anything. It only means you're making either a deeper correction or you're totally going down to make the low again. I don't know which one of those is going to happen. Both of them are possible. Based on everything else we know in the charts, both of them are possible. There's also a chance that this is just making a running flat here, like this. And then drop. Either for a bigger correction or for total downside. But as it stands right now, it looks upside. What we need to do, if we're looking for an upside move, what we need to do is make sure that this downside move is finished. And we don't know that. We don't know that it's finished, which means it can still go down some more, go down some more, go down some more, go down some more, and then do that. In that case, you would look for sell setups under the low. They're very short term. And there's a chance that you can lose one of them. On the upside, if it gives you a flag, it's a very good buy. If you end up with a flag here, then the buy is a very good trade. It's worth taking the buy because the possibility of a running flat is there. So the buy is a good one. The sell is not a bad one, except the sell is like every impulse to the downside now could be a final impulse before you get a bigger correction to the upside. Same for UK oil. Same pattern, same everything. Natural gas going sideways, possible running flat. I expect this to go up some more here, maybe come back and then go. Looking at a possible flat in here, and then downside and then upside. Come back here and then go. Can it keep going down like this? Well, if it keeps going down, all you're doing is extending this wave downward. So they're probably going to do this, do this, do this, this, and then repeat that same process. So sell setups are not great, buy setups are not so good as well. But all of them are short-term trades. All the stocks look upside. I'm not going to go into details because it's going to take a while, but they're all good. This is upside. Look for flags, buy. This is up. This is the only one that looks downside. Short terms, this is downside. You get a flag here, sell it. They could go back up, come. They could go back up, come. But eventually, they're going to drop through this. So it's sell setup. If you get sell setup, go for it. S&P 500 buy, NASDAQ buy. Look for flags and buy. AU 200 sell setups. You can consolidate here for a while. This can go back up, come here for a while, but it's sell. So every sell setup you get, you take. Nifty. Sell setup. Tesla, the bigger picture is sell. Short term, they can go back up to the top here and then come. You see this here? We're looking for this move down. Now, can they do this a few more times? Of course. You're still looking for sell setups. Amazon, sell setups. Amazon, this pattern is completed. The flat is completed. We broke the top. This could be the top of the entire structure and we're going down big time, which means much bigger correction. Or this flat becomes a much more complex one than we thought it is. Come back here and then go up. So if you get sell setups, you go for it. We don't have any buy setups in it. Reliance, short-term buy, long-term sell. So short-term, you're expecting this to come here. Long-term, we're coming back here and maybe even break out of that. I'll be expecting something like this. More of a bigger correction. So on the 1 hour short term, it's a buy setup. See? Buy setup to break this top. PayPal, sell setup. We're coming back down and You know, you can see that if you get a flat here, you're looking for a possible flat setup here and you're looking for downside. Is it going to come to break this low or is it just going to come here and go back up? Well, we'll see, but for now it's a sell. And BA Finance, well, that is going up now, so you have to wait for pullbacks if you're going to buy. It's a buy setup, but you'll have to wait for it to pull back. Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is still going up. We're still in a correction, just in case, you know, you worry about whether we're going to make a new high now. So let's take out all of this in Bitcoin. Let's remove all of the drawing. Go back to the weekly. We made a top here, and we made a top here. This was like a three-wave structure. See that? This was like a three-wave structure there. So there's a good chance that this might end up making a correction, come down one more, and then go if you're going to go back up. Now we're correcting this move back to the top. The first drop was this one, and we're correcting it now. I don't think that structure ended here, and we're totally going up. Even if the structure ended here, we're just correcting this. So within this, we could do this, but then come back here and then go, or even much lower. So if you get any buy setup in here, you have to be aware that they're going to be short-term buys. There is a buy setup, but it's very short-term. So yep, this was a buy setup, this is a buy setup, but all of those are very short-term trades, which means they can go there. And every one time it starts to drop, you will get a sell setup, take it. Go for the sell. XRP. Same here, go back to the daily. We're correcting the last drop. Right, we're correcting this drop here. Back to the top. Now, you might want to say, well, what if this is all the correction? What if this here is all the correction? I don't know, like that. It's kind of strange, this last piece done especially. So I don't think that is all the correction, which means that I think we're still in the correction. And this is just a part of it. This one is just a part of the bigger correction. So the 4 hour, take whatever trade you get. Right now, you're getting a buy. I think you got to be careful of this buy. Watch this stop. Watch this to probably come back here and then go. Looking for a flat there, come back, go. And you're still in the daily correction. It's a buy, short term. See, all these are short-term buys. You have a sharp move here. So if this goes there, they're likely going to come back here and then go, making a running flat in this one. Right, we don't have anything else to go with that sharp one. So I think we're heading for a running flat, make a new high, but then it's downside. Again, do we think this is the end of the correction in the bigger structure? I don't think so. See? It's pretty sharp to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if we look at this most likely as a running flat. So on the 1 hour, you go just a little more, tag the top, and then start to come down. Can they go much higher for an expanding flat? Also possible. So if you're taking buy setups, just be aware of that the buy setups are short term. Okay, this one is also going up, but also in a bigger daily corrective structure. See that? So that means we're in a correction that is going to come back down. So the question is it going to come back down from this area here, which is breaking that top and then come? Because I don't think we broke the low. Or if we did, we barely tagged it. So put this here and put this here. Yeah, we kind of break the low, but not very much. So I would go with possible running flat, which is 1, 2, 3, maybe a little up there, then downside. Do we have buy or sell setups on the 1 hour? In the 1 hour, you have a buy setup, but it's short term. We have this buy setup here. That will probably just go here, come back, make a bigger flat, go there, and then come down. Because they're all in daily corrections, right? So any upside up move is short-lived. Ethereum making a new high. Quite interesting. So let's look at it in the bigger picture. Same here. We made a sharp move down. We made a move up. We came down back like this, and we're going up like that. Now, how high can this go? It can go a little more. But by all means, I don't think even if they come to the top there, they have to come back here and then go. That would complete the structure, right? So on the 1 hour, if you're buying this, you have to be very, very cautious. And I can see why it might be a buy setup. If you assume that this is a big running flat, then yes, this could probably go one more up and then come down. If you assume that this was the running flat here, and this was the top, then we're coming here, we're going to make a flat like this. Maybe one more up and then down. And both of those structures are possible, which means you can look at it as either this is the flat or that is the flat, and both of them are correct. So we'll just have to wait and see which one it plays out. Let's go with this here. This is going sideways. There's a short-term buy. Be careful of it, but you can take it. Any buy that comes short-term. Dash. Also going sideways, but up. This one might be a little difficult because we have a lot of sharp waves previous to this. So you could probably fit one of them for an expanding flat and assume we go up some more. Or this is just a big correction, which is what I think it is. This is here just a big correction. That would come back down. So what trade setups do we have in the 4 hour and 1 hour? 4 hour nothing, 1 hour buy setups. Which means short-term 1 hour buy is possible. This was a buy setup, and this could become a buy setup. That would be a buy for the upside. Okay, LRC, this one went up quite a lot, so we might be heading back down. I think downside in this is possible. If you look at this as the first impulse down, you kind of do this, come down here, you're going there, you could probably come down here. So let's see if we have 1 hour buy setups, sell setups in it. Well, you don't have it as yet, but you're about to get a 1 hour sell setup here. Especially if they stay here for a while. That'll give you a perfect 1 hour sell setup. And this short-term buy, short-term, I think we're looking for this to go up. Long-term sell or medium-term sell. We're still in correction. GRT, I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back down like this. Look at that as a running flat and then upside. So if you get sell setups here, we go for the trade. LTC, big picture also downside. They're all downside. This is more of a running flat. I think this one is pretty clear. Sharp move up, come back here. Go there. So this is a correction, and you can see it's not complete correction by itself, which means that you need a big flat here before you drop one more. And let's go. ADA. Okay, this broke the top. So what we have to look for here is if we broke that top is where we're going to go, or whether we need to come back down. On the 4 hour, I think downside is still possible. If you're going to buy it, wait for flags like these and take one impulse up and take profit. Once it starts to consolidate like this, close the trade. If it drops and it make a flag, close the trade. So if you were in this trade, you would give it an hour, 2 more, and you close the trade, but you should have the trade and break even. We don't have a sell setup, but if it gives you a sell setup, that would be a perfect sell, which means you go. If this thing drops here and then make a flag here, we'll sell. That would be the perfect sell setup because it's downside. On the bigger correction, it's downside. So pretty much that's it. The Forex one is more detailed. This one is pretty short, running out of time. So hope those who follow me should be able to follow the setups that I show. If you're new to the webinar, which means if you're absolutely new to this, you're seeing it for the first time, you might not be able to follow everything I do. Watch some more of my webinars. If you like it and you learn something, share it. Thank you very much. I will see all my YouTube viewers later. And for the traders with me in the trading room now, I'll just stop and we'll stay in the trading room. So let's see. What I'll do is I'll have to close it, guys, so that the recording is processed. You guys come right back into the trading room. I'll see you there. All right, so see everybody there. Take care. Bye. Thanks for being here.